Yo, what's up guys, C-Triple up here and Felipe.
Hello there everyone.
Today we are reacting to ancient history. Well, at least this this video is talking about something that was recently discovered, I think. We're gonna take a look at it, but it's talking about what we can learn about the Vikings. Are you a big fan of the Vikings?
Well, I've never considered myself a fan of
What type of question is that?
Yeah, no, but there are a lot of people who like the Vikings aesthetic, the Viking style, and the Viking stories.
Yeah. There's a TV show about the Vikings as well.
Yeah. Here in Brazil, there are fans of the Vikings who they consider themselves Vikings, so we call them Tupini Vikings.
Really?
Which is which is a slang that it's used to, you know,
to mix of Tupi with Vikings.
It's a mix between the Tupini King, which is a slang used to, you know, to indicate that the Brazilian lands and the Brazilian people,
indigenous
and
people,
the natives, the indigenous, and mixing with Vikings, which is the way that Brazilians pronounce Vikings, you know.
Okay.
So some people call themselves, you know, that not exactly call themselves, but they get that name because they mix both of the cultures.
That's cool. So this video is from the BBC Reel, and it's the title is Ancient DNA Reveals the Truth About Vikings. What truth is it? I don't know. We're gonna find out now. First time reacting to it. Let's
go.
If you're a Viking watching this, leave a comment.
In popular imagination, the term Viking conjures up images of fierce, blonde-haired, blue-eyed men sailing the seas and plundering coastal towns. But were the Vikings really the purebred race that some people would like to believe? Finally, evolutionary geneticists have some answers.
It all kind of got kicked off when we managed to sequence the first ancient human genome, because that gave us an enormous amount of data from single individuals that we can use to infer the human past. After we saw, well, this is possible, we decided, well, let's go and explore, you know, the human past in the world. How did we become who we are today?
Over a period of 6 years, researchers analysed human remains found at more than 80 archaeological sites, including Viking burials. To understand the past through ancient DNA, the team sequenced the genomes of 442 men, women, children and babies from the Viking Age.
So first, of course, we have to pick up, you know, bones, teeth, archaeological remains that we want to analyze. We and others have found that really the best possible material that you can use in terms of preservation of the DNA would be maybe the teeth. So we sample a lot of teeth, or then there's this other bone that is called the petrous bone, which is this inner ear bone, which is a very, very hard bone that also preserves the human DNA really, really well. You know, you take that tooth, you cut it up. Usually we cut off the root and then drill into it, and then you get this powder, and then you use that to extract DNA from the sample.
Wow.
And then prepare it in the laboratory for eventually going to the sequencing machine.
The researchers then compared these ancient people's DNA with already published DNA sequences from nearly 4,000 modern-day people and from more than 1,000 ancient individuals.
The typical Viking, right, is portrayed as a blonde, big, strong, blonde Scandinavian. But, you know, blondness was actually less common in the Viking period than it is in Scandinavia today.
This largest ever DNA analysis of Viking remains has shown that they carried genes from southern Europe and Asia.
The Viking period, we can see, is, you know, it's characterized by an enormous interest in the world from the Viking Scandinavians, but a very limited interest for what is actually going on in Scandinavia.
Bro, it's very interesting if you think about
trade routes extended from Canada to Afghanistan.
How ancient
making the Vikings
things
more diverse than previously thought.
how it worked in ancient times.
People from the south and the east diversified their genetic makeup and led to a variety of physical appearances.
You know, you couldn't really say there was a homogeneous group that was very, you know, just the Scandinavian people that you know, looked the same everywhere genetically. There was actually quite a lot of diversity.
Then we can see that the different Viking groups primarily went to different areas around the world. So we can see that the Danes primarily went to England. The Norwegians, they went to Ireland, Iceland, and Greenland. And the Swedes went to the Baltic.
The study also suggests that the Viking identity wasn't related to genetic background or ethnicity. It was more of a social identity.
The Viking phenomena is not only a Scandinavian thing, in the sense that it's not ethnicity that determines whether you're Viking or not. It's a lifestyle. So we find Vikings, you know, that has no Scandinavian genetics. So they come in all kinds of different forms.
So for example, we had these cases of individuals from Scotland, from the Orkney Islands, where
I thought he was going to say Brazil.
Archaeological context and the birth were associated with the Viking culture. But genetically, they very much resembled to be the kind of earlier indigenous Scottish population.
By doing this research, of course, we're changing the story. And by changing the story, we are also changing our identity. I see it as something positive in the sense that at least the debate of identity, which is also a political debate, at least it's based on real science. So I think it's important for that debate to have this kind of research.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always asked myself, how do they manage to find these type of things? Like, not the fossils, because it's easy to, well, not easy to find it, but it's very...
Genetic stuff.
Yeah, it's very clear cut. You're going to go there, dig a burial, and then find bones and stuff like that. But things that I've asked myself, like, how do they find the... Like, how do they discover how long things were? Like, because sometimes they say, oh, this is from 50,000 years ago. Like, how? And then they say, oh, it's because of the layers. And, like, how do people... Like, how do they discover these type of things, right? Of course, today you're going to go and study about it. But how did the inventions come to place? Like, how did the first person to discover DNA, like, what the, like, these are for example, ancient times.
There were at some point in the video, there were moments that they were showing like the liquid which they could harness from the teeth. And it's interesting because if you just look at the outside, it's just a brownish liquid or something like that, you know. But it carries, we don't know it, but it carries so many information inside of that thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really impressive to see how technology and human comprehension has gone. You know, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see how far has, you know, human knowledge and you know, all of those scientific things have gone. You know, they are going very, very far. We just hope that it doesn't go too far, you know.
Talking about artificial intelligence here now.
Yeah, not just that, but
Skynet.
I'm talking about man-made horrors beyond comprehension.
Like Frankenstein.
Anyways, yeah. So
yeah, DNA manipulation.
Yeah, exactly, and all those crazy stuff.
There's a billionaire trying to make us live longer. So he's doing a bunch of different stuff. I don't know if you know about it.
You know what's interesting? We already know how to live longer. Mm-hmm. Scientists have already discovered what makes us age, what makes us, you know, die for a certain way of saying. It's a DNA thing. I think it's called a telometer. which every time it separates, it breaks a piece of the telometer, and when all of the pieces of the telometer are broken, then that cell can't be regenerated. So basically, scientists are trying to find a way to make those telometers longer, or to make them regenerate indefinitely. So in theory, of course, I do not believe that, but in theory, we could, with enough scientific advancements, we can make humans to live for forever.
Yeah. Well,
of course, I do not believe that such thing is possible, but that's what scientists are trying to do.
Well, not technically live forever, but not age, because you can still die from other stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can still die from other stuff, but you basically will be able to age a lot slower. Like, imagine yourself living like thousands of years,
which is basically what well, if you believe in ancient times, people used to live much longer. So I don't know, maybe it could be possible. But anyways, we're gonna go to the next video. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
This got a little bit
very scientific. And dark as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I believe there's going to be, with the advancements of artificial intelligence, I think we're going to find out a lot more, because nowadays, technology depends on people studying and looking at previous current knowledge, and kind of discovering stuff from things that we already know, and testing, trial and error. And if we have artificial intelligence doing that, doing all the research, doing all the math, all the calculations, I think we're going to find solutions much faster. So I think the next few years are going to be insane for development. But guys, we're going to see you on the next video. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And if you have a video that you want to request, just go on the pinned comment. See you guys. Bye-bye. Now you can get full access to exclusive content, special reactions to shows, series, anime, full movies, and even request a video of your choice. Just become a YouTube member or join Buy Me a Coffee today. Find out more. The link is in the description.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right.